Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No. I'm a man with a gift and I'm doing my shit like. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No. I'm a man with a gift and I'm doing my shit like. And I'm doing my shit like.
Hello. Good day to y'all. How are y'all doing? Thank y'all for being here. Oh, God, I feel rough. It's been a pretty rough time. Jason's fine. Thank y'all for the prayers so much. Thank you for the prayers. They mean a lot. And the advice, too. Now, I just have to get them to go read it and take it. Take the advice, right? It's just been stressful, you know? I'm just stressed out. So, yeah, Jason had, I never know what to call the thing, so I'm not a technical term in the medicine is not my field either. um Anyways, it was like it, and I mean I rate the times, like the trauma of calling 911. Like this one, like those 2 in a day, that was bad. That was really bad. It was hard. And it's just hard. It's just hard. But it was to do with his acid reflux or whatever, GERDs stuff, all the other acronyms you gotta freaking remember too. It had to do with that, and yeah. But whenever he came home this last time, he's just been great. And I don't want to jinx myself. So he's been doing real shitty, just real crappy, you know. Haha. But hey, it's so good to see you guys. I've missed y'all so much. I have. Thank y'all for the prayers. Thank you. No. Oh, you have a dove on your shoulder. 3 week of a baby bird therapy. Can't explain it. 3 weeks. Hello. Oh, and thank you for becoming a member again, Faye and everybody. So I've just been, coping. yeah, it's just been nuts. So I went to the chiropractor today, so I am feeling a little sore right now. But enough about all the complaints, right? Everybody's got them. So, I don't even know where to start today. I was working on or around, I should say. I was working around this flyer that bothers me. It's a Jason Mao flyer, and it bothers me just like he bothers me. So, and I think he bothers all y'all too. So he loses. He loses. We win. Esophagus spasms. I don't know. But it was just like so bad. It was like just eating, you know, doing what it does, destroy stuff. What is going on? Y'all, I had my makeup done and then I went to the chiropractor and I laid my face in this stupid little thing. And then when I got up, I had mascara down here. So, hey, it is what it is. He can't even run. Right? He tries. And that's where I'm like, dude, just pace yourself. Just pace yourself, please. Yeah. So, anyways, it's good to see you. Hey, beach bum, beach lady. Y'all a bunch of beaching people. A bunch of beaches up in here. Angela, Lil Brands, a little bit. Dora, DJ. I'm so glad you're here too. Faye. Do. A little bit. Did I say a little bit? I think I did. A little bit more. Right. Moonlight View. Donna, Festus's mom. And Julie Fleming, Zahos. Hi. A Aguilar. Hey girl, haven't seen you in a hot minute. You been at the beach too? Denise Gray. Oh, we love you too. We do. Trace. Shannon. You're invested, right? That's how I feel too. And I appreciate you being invested. It is an investment for sure. Low return. Low return, but we do what we can, you know. It's a community and uh, it's a collective effort. It's nothing on just my part. It's nothing on anybody's solo part. Not even Chad and Lori. You know, they did the whole. Yes, he scares me.
I was just going to say hi to my people.
Say hi. He's coming to say hi. I've been having diverculitis and fluorescer.
How are y'all tonight?
You
y'all?
looks like you were bringing food.
No.
Like I need any more.
Well,
I need to not smile.
Frank Fettuccine.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it feels like a heart attack. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, is your left arm going numb? He bringeth and he taketh. That's messed up. Yeah. Yeah, he's been cooking too, which is good and then it's not good. But that and I had like a bout of, I'm not gonna lie, depression or whatever the hell, or funk. I don't know. Just shitty. Just being real with you. No sense in polishing it, you know. It's just you get to a point where I mean, we've been doing this for how many years, and it's just takes a toll. It takes a toll, and not just on. It takes a toll on all of us, every one of us. You know, I've got wrinkles, I've got fat rolls where I used to not. I'm just being honest. I'm not cutting myself down. I'm being honest. You know, I don't get the exercise that I need. Um, uh, just your kids grow up and then you're like, oh shit, don't graduate this year. Don't graduate. Y'all stop getting bigger. Um, yeah, just so many things you miss out on. Hey Lisa, it's good to see you here. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. And his issues are my issues because then I'm like, why you got an issue? Hey, Susan. Yeah. A little bit says, you're allowed, dude. Jason, whenever you see this, there goes my mouth. I'm dry. And just like that. Trying to drink water. Anyways, I'm doing good. I'm not swelling today, so that's good. That's a plus in, in my book. But yeah, we got a lot of nice cards and gifts in the cards. Thank you much. Won't say who, but thank you much. You know who you are. Got some sage. Gonna be doing some saging, right? I mean, look at what we're up against. Cheese and rice. I'll try anything except for what they're doing. I won't do what they're doing. And anyways, let me just go. Let me continue. Okay, so yeah, so I was working around whatchamadoodle, Jason Mao, right? Jason Meow, J Meow. And I started, and then so I started working around this one sketchy, and there's many, but this one really stands out, and it stands out because it was the same weekend that JJ was murdered, you know? Now, Suze did send me the link for the Firm Foundation. Oh, actually, I don't have that pulled up. Crap. I thought it was it. And I was like, okay, good. I already have it pulled up. Nay, not today. All right, let me present this real quick so y'all can know what I'm talking about, kind of. And I do have a little cold too, so sorry. I took some allergy medicine and I'm out of Mucinex, so. But anyways, let me make sure y'all can see me or see the screen. Yeah. Basically, it just bothers me. And so today, whenever I was like, I was rewriting the things that are on this flyer, I was rewriting them into this and even more things came up. So we're going to kind of do this together because I didn't finish because I started to, that's what I do. I sabotage. That is what I do. And that's why I'm always like, because I get just over, I don't know if it's just like, usually I guess the pressure of the show, approaching. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that. And really, if I would just pay attention, I could explain it and not need all this stuff. But I like doing all this stuff too. So there's that for what it's worth. But anyway, so it really bothers me. It has, and I'm going to tell you why. So on this flyer, it says the 2019 Regional Single Adult Conference, September 20th through the 22nd. Okay. And the quote is, I'm stronger today than I was yesterday. Well, goody, goody gumdrop. Okay. There's going to be a lot of sarcasm, okay, and a lot of passive aggressiveness with this one. So, and trigger warning for y'all because he's triggering. He just is. And again, it's not in depth. It's just kind of what I threw together today and been working around. So, for what it's worth, again. And so I've looked this up a long time ago, a couple times. I've looked up 2929 Belvedere, Billings, Montana. I've looked up how far it is, from Rexburg. Rexburg's here. Billings is here. It's not a short drive. It's later in the presentation. So let me not sit here and try. Okay. Now on this, it has, featured speaker is Jason Mao. Okay. Let me know if y'all point anything out too, because you never know. Just for such a little flyer, which is another thing. I mean, we're used to elaborate. Well, let me go up. Let's see. Well, I mean, we're used to these kind, these busy thumbnails, these busy flyers. So to me, whenever it says, when it's just basic, that I'm just like, I don't know, dude. It's just one of those things, just put a pin in it, do what you will. So, and again, like these, it says special presentation, real heroes from the war chapters in the Book of Mormon. All right. So the workshops over here, it has a list of alleged speakers. I've never heard any of these people except this last name. I don't even know how to say it. Muir, Muir, Meyer. It's Russ and Kayleen Hall. And Russ and Kayleen Hall, Commandment Therapy, learning to love ourselves through loving God and our neighbor. Okay. Brady Keller, do you see what I see? Strengthening relationships in and out of the church. Out of the church? Josh, Muir, between two goods. I'm assuming that would be God's, and they're just being funny about it. Taking the long view when choosing how to use our time. Janine Olson, Fire of the Lord. I don't like their language. Turning down the volume in a noisy world. Turn down for what, right? Anyways, Rush Cherry. Bug Cherry? No. All right. Repent, refine, repeat. Failing your way to perfection via successive approximations to Christ. Well, then I wouldn't jumble up that whole sentence with those big words if you're just failing your way to Christ, Lyle Knight, 10% happier, temporal and spiritual principles of financial security. One, okay, here comes a little, probably not appropriate joke. One life insurance policy at a time, right? Okay, I told you. All right, Jaron and Lisa Stonehawker. Stonehawker. Okay. All right. Walking in the spirit, remaining chaste when single. What? They put the haste in chaste. Anyways, I've gone to this website, Wyomont SA. Oh, there you go, SA.com. That's where you go to register. But I've been to this temple. I didn't go there. I didn't go there in spirit either. I just went to the site and I mapped it out, scoped it out. I don't have any of that today. You can more than welcome to go find the site and take a tour. It's nothing fantastic, nothing, nothing to write home about. But anyways, it says Friday, September 20th. And I'm like, September 20th is 2019. 5 p.m. Registration and housing assignments. Belvedere building. All right. There's only two buildings. Avenue D building and Belvedere building. Okay. So 5 p.m. That's that Friday, September 20th, right? I have some calendars down in the next slides, but registration and housing assignments. Okay. So 6 to 7 is dinner. 7 to 8 is Richard. Okay. I just want you to note that. I'll go fetch it up while y'all look at something else in a minute. But Richard is really not Richard. He's Richard. I mean, just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. His name is Richard Jason Young. Okay. Yes, y'all can say the nickname. And this is really hold on. I gotta differentiate the two. There's Roger Young, and then I just went blank. Hold on. Richard. Oh my God. I've been looking at this dude's face for like ever. It'll come to me. I can't believe it evaded. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. But anyway, so Richard, okay. But that's not the right name anyways. So it's not Richard. It's not Roger. But the dude's last name is Young. Oh my God, it's gonna piss me off. All right. But he's doing a magic presentation. Like I went and looked up all this dude's freaking magic stuff. Okay. He's from Canada. Oh, that's no good for y'all in Canada. All right. Anyways, so he's a magician. Okay. And so that's their entertainment for Friday night. 8 to 9, I'm sorry, 8 to 11 p.m. They have a mixer activities games. Saturday, September 21st. Okay, so you wake up on Saturday, 7:30 to 9 a.m. breakfast, uh, 9 to 11:30 a.m. service projects / temple session. Just note the wording. Note the lack of compared to all the other flyers we've always seen, the promotions, all the things that they go through to promo their events, their talks, their speeches. That's when they're selling. They are like peddling, you know? Um, anyways, okay. Oh, my bad. All right, so 11:30 to 1, lunch. And I noticed it on the other one, but hold on. Let me see if it has this one. 1 to 4, they have workshops. Okay. 4, why did they have a break? Yeah, they did it here too. Why do they have a break? Their lunch is from 11:30 to 1. Oh, okay. Okay, they don't have it here. Hold on. They do have it on the other one. All right. Let me hush. All right. So a break 4 to 5:30. Yeah, they kind of did do it here. Okay, because then right after break, they have dinner from 5:30 to 6:30. Why don't you just say go to lunch? Don't have breaks. Just throwing that in there for what it's worth. So 4 to 5:30 break, 5:30 to 6:30 dinner, 7 to 8 p.m. keynote speaker Jason Mao. 8:30, so it's a 30-minute talk. No, 7 to 8. Oh my God. 7 to 8 is an hour and a half talk, or there's that much time. 8:30 to 11, they have dance activities and games. Okay. Now, one of the things I noticed a long time ago, or for sure back before I went to Boise, right here, Friday is September 20th, Saturday is September 21st, Sunday is September 23rd. Where's the 22nd? It could be a typo, right? But you ask yourself, really? You're going to start seeing some things just not quite add up, you know? So anyways, they go Friday, Saturday. They have the Sunday, but it's Sunday, September 23rd, which is a Monday, 2019. And this is a whole nother building, Avenue D, and 7:30 to 8:15, they have breakfast. 8:30 to 9:30 a.m., they have sacrament meeting. 9:30 a.m., pick up sack lunch and departure. Get your ass out of here, right? Okay. Well, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So what I did is I just kind of, this is just another slide to show you kind of what I probably should have showed you from the beginning. This is just broken down. This is just larger, same. Okay. And then also can show you the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. JJ was murdered on either the 22nd or the 23rd. Still don't know. Technically, yeah. So, and just hold on. All right. So then I kind of broke it down a little bit. And Friday, September 20th, 5 registration housing assignments. And so this is whenever, when I was typing it all in, I was just like, hmm, I still can't remember that dude's name. I jinxed myself is what I did. Oh man. It starts with an R too. Oh my God. It's like Richard. There's, mm, man. Okay. Let me just continue. All right. So again, this is just breaking this down. This is Friday, September 20th. This is they get there. They get their housing assignments, 6 to 7 dinner, 7 to 8. They have a magical presentation with, I don't know his name right now, something young. 8 to 11, mix their activities, games. Okay. And then again, I just kind of showed that. All right. And then, just these are kind of notes. Okay. They're not. Okay. So then Melanie, see, I don't even know if I have that right. I want to say it's this day. All right. Something like that. Just again, tentative. I'm not bring your notes too, but, yeah, I went to go find that out for sure, and then I just didn't come back to that. There you go. Welcome to ADD. David Warwick drives in from his home in Pleasant Grove, Utah, the 20th. He drives in, Melanie flies in. And Alex and Lori went to go pick her up from the airport. They have the babysitter there. And look, I put the wrong name here. I keep thinking that little girl's name is Taylor Ballard, but it's not. I don't laugh too hard. Okay. And then, so Alex and Lori leave to go pick up Melanie. And then the babysitter's watching JJ. And whenever Lori gets back, she says that Lori just kind of babies him. And, he kind of threw a tantrum while she was gone. And I really don't blame him. I'm sure he threw quite a few tantrums. Everybody was gone at that point in time. His sister, Tylee, was murdered on the 8th or the 9th of February oh my God, of September. Why did I say February? And I mean, there's all this like 2 weeks, and I mean that's just the last 2 weeks. That's a microscopic view of what that's like, and that's just a glimpse into those children's last days. It's so heart-wrenching. A lot of it, I kind of block it out. I do believe. Anyway, so Melanie Gibb flies into Idaho Falls. Lori and I pick her up from airport while Care.com babysits JJ. David Warwick drives in from his home in Pleasant Grove, Utah, to attend Book of Mormon Evidence Conference Firm Expo that was happening up the road on Saturday. All right. Okay. And then, I added that right there. Tylee, JJ murdered. So, I mean, all this is happening. And then you have Jason Mel over there in Billings, Montana. I don't think so. I just really don't think so. I really think that Jason knows a hell of a lot more than what I know, than what we all know, besides him and the people protecting him, in my opinion. And I mean, it happens a lot. Just saying. Pick a case, any case. Anyways, but that's between them and their Lord. Okay, so again, I put Taylor Ballard. Just X-nay that. All right. All right, and then JJ was captured on the Ring doorbell. I don't have it right here. Okay. crap. I didn't really think this out, you know? I'm sorry. We're just gonna wing it. Again. Jason Mao over there in Billings, Montana. Right there when they're having a Firm Foundation, Firm Expo event, you know, and they have them twice a year. I just thought of that. I find that highly suspicious. I do. I do. All right. Some of these are just going to be over and over again. Ugh, this is so gross. Doomsday Mom's best friend describes the moment she met her apocalyptic lover. I don't think that's titled right. Doomsday Mom's best friend described the moment she met her apocalyptic. Maybe she did. Lori Vallow, who is accused of murdering her 2 children. No, she's convicted of murdering her 2 children with the help of her doomsday author paramour. Allegedly told her friend she felt they had been married in a past life. She did, or they were told that? Or did Chad say it? Who said it? Did anybody say it? Or is it just one of them things where it's just like kind of, you know, oh, let's just blame it on them. I don't want anything that's not valid, that's not 100% Lori and Chad. I don't. Why? Because it does mean it does me no good. It does none of us any good. It definitely, the worst part of all is it does not give justice to the victims whose story it oh my god, their story. That's the one thing that we can get right as to the best of our ability. And I mean, it just does them no justice if it's told wrong, if it was never said, if it was said, but it wasn't said by them. If it, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you start that's when you start, in my opinion, poo-pooing on their memories. It's, to me, it's just, I don't know. So I want to know for sure. And it sucks because with a secret society like this, you know, I mean, you see what we got. It's like squeezing blood out of a turnip. That was a horrible analogy, but anyways. So, let me go to this. Allegedly. All right. And so Doomsday's mom's best friend. Okay, whatever. We're not gonna read all that. Look at her. That's her favorite color right there. That symbolizes the second coming of Jesus Christ, by the way. I told Mom whenever they first went to Rexburg, whenever she got extradited, when Lori got extradited, I was like, wear red, wear red. Mom was like, no. Anyways. Excuse me. I could, yeah. Anyways, I'm getting old, obviously. All right. The former best friend of Lori Vallow took the stand on Thursday. God save us. Describing to jurors their once shared doomsday religion. It still is. I'm sorry. Nothing's changed here. Nothing has changed. Melanie Gibb's still peddling it, I'm sure. Just more covert. So beware. And how the mother of 2 used their faith to justify her allegedly murderous actions. That is a true statement because Melanie Gibb didn't murder her kids, allegedly. Just saying. All right. Testifying to a packed Ada County court, Melanie Gibb described how she first met Vallow at a church event in 2018. And the 2 became fast friends. Their friendship and shared religion would take them to a Utah conference months later, where Vallow ultimately met Chad Daybell. I think that was set up. It was rigged because it just was. A former gravedigger who had written several apocalyptic novels aimed at Mormons. It's because he is a Mormon. Not aimed. Come on. It was, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say aimed, but that's just kind of it's just a interesting choice of words. I mean, that's the target audience. Nobody else would understand it outside of the religion. They have their own unique way of talking. Yes. So anyways, another thing that I will bring up is the guy who has there's two, well, I'll say two. There's 3 or 4 Mormons or ex-Mormons or Mormon experts, so to speak, who chime in about the belief side of this case. And by far, the closest so far, in my opinion, is Lindsay Park Hansen. Or I always say it wrong. Sometimes Lindsay Hansen Park. I don't know how it's Lindsay Park Hansen or vice versa. And Ben Park. And I mean, I was like, oh, okay, they're pretty on point, and that's important because it doesn't just tell Lori and Chad stories. It also tells the stories of their victims, which is Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. So to do it justice, I think it needs to be told correctly, and I'm not doing a good job of that. So I'm just saying. But anyways, like there's a difference in intentional and, well, either way, they're just as destructive. But okay, so I'll sharpen up. We're okay. Yeah. Okay, so Lindsay Park and Ben, they're at Sunstone Magazine, and that's where you can find them. And then there's this other guy. His name is Chris. Oh, here I go again. Oh my God. Mm, oh my God. Anyways, I'll figure it out, hopefully. But oh my God, he's like a historian for the church. There's Patrick Mason, who also don't quite get it right. And I mean, if you go watch Mormon Stories podcast, or really if you go watch Bill Reel and Radio Free Mormon on Mormon discussions, I've heard them talk more about, not about people, but, like I've heard Patrick Mason's name mentioned in more than one discussion, and he's an apologist for the church. Patrick Mason is. And that other one's going to get on my nerves. So here we go. Well, but there's the difference for me is whenever you have the guy, I'm trying to remember his last name, about it's Chris something. He wrote the 7, I mean, a lot of people have read it. KJ has read it. And I mean, so she found it. I think it was on Religion News. Why do I remember stuff like that? I can't remember her damn name. Well, he was on Gospel Tangents, talking about Bo Rowe, and the apocalyptic beliefs, and like Bo Greitz and Julie Rowe, and then eventually Chad Daybell would come in, dun, 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 dun. Anyways, but man, it's on the tip of my damn tongue. But the guy, I'm trying to remember his name, Chris something. He has been a speaker for this, and with the Fern Foundation. I find a conflict of interest, my friends. I mean, you can't be amongst the flock there of the religiosity, the apocalyptic, doomsday stuff, and then sit there and skirt it off onto something else, because that is what's wrong with this story in the first place. That's why we are here. People fudging a lot of shit and just passing it on with all their merits and all their PhDs and yada yada yada. Oh, whoopity doo dah. I mean, that does not impress me. It may impress some people, but it doesn't impress me, especially when I find out that you're not being so truthful. Then I'm just like, that's crap. But I mean, the damage is done, the damage is done. It's very nasty, but oh, I can't wait to give you his last name as soon as I have it in my head. Well, anyway, so I mean, you can't sit there and speak on the same podcast, same speaking engagements, the same conferences, the same circuit. You can't do that. I don't think so. I think it's wrong. And, I used to take a lot of what they say at value. I at least considered it, and I mean, I really did. Mm-mm. Nope. That's what, do your own research. Don't even listen to me. Just do your own research. Learn your way. That way, nobody can tell you that happened or that didn't happen. It's important that you do your own research and find out for yourself. If you're invested, I mean, and I don't mean that like because what she said, but you know what I mean? That you know why you're here. It matters to some people. All right. Okay. So where Vallow ultimately met Chad Daybell, a former gravedigger who had written several apocalyptic novels aimed at Mormons. Despite being married to other people, Gibb said, I wonder who she was married to, by the way. The pair was flirty as they discussed their shared beliefs and ultimately revealed that Chad had been married in a past life. Oh, that they had been, there I go, married in a past life and were meant to be together. Sounds a lot like them Ballard, too. Them beliefs, they just get out all the time. Come on back, beliefs. Kennel up. Anyways, Vallow shared with me that Daybell told her, oh, sounds like some goss, some Gibb goss, that they had been married in another time period. I really think this came from Tom Harrison. That's just my speculation. Gibb said, adding that her friend also told her that she had been married to the prophet Moroni from the Book of Mormon. And this has the same pizzazz or the shock and horror or whatever, the shock and awe that we all read whenever we read Tim Ballard was taught and Janet Rousson was like channeling freaking Nephi. And they're like, no, we're talking about Tim Ballard's grandpa, his great, 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 great grandpa, Nephi Anderson. Duh. Silly willies. Anyways, she believed that she had already had the belief system in multiple lives, as they would call it. Already believed that before she physically met him. So not in another life, just physically now? Never heard that part. That initial meeting sparked an affair between Daybell and Vallow, one that prosecutors allege would ultimately lead to the 3 murders within the next year. I'd say more than that. Prosecutors claim that, driven by their religious beliefs and a thirst for money, power, and sex, which applies to everybody, Vallow and Daybell orchestrated the September 2019 disappearance and murder of her 2 children, 16-year-old, I'm going to say, Tylee Ryan, and 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow. Later, prosecutors alleged that the pair conspired to kill Daybell's first wife, Tammy, for insurance and Social Security funds. While authorities initially deemed that Tammy had died of natural causes, prosecutors this week revealed that Daybell's former spouse was strangled to death. Okay. Vallow has pleaded not guilty. Okay, that's all history now. When convicted, Vallow faces... Okay, we already know that. On Thursdays, let's see. Gibb explained that despite being married to other people, they use the doomsday religion that Vallow and Daybell allegedly used to justify their actions. I'm sorry. Gibb explained that despite being married to other people, the pair set up a secret rendezvous at an LDS temple just weeks after meeting, where they allegedly were, quote unquote, sealed together by Jesus Christ and Moroni. When did Jesus Christ step in here? First off, is Moroni Jesus? Is Jesus Moroni? I don't know. Still to this day. I'm asking. I think it's interchangeable, in my opinion. Okay, that relationship of multiple lives was reunited. Okay. Gibb explained. She knows it awful well, don't she? After that, Gibb said her friend began... oh my God, these are annoying. Shh. After that, Gibb said her friend began explaining to her different outlandish beliefs. Melanie was like, I already know, girl. Just kidding. Including that Vallow believes she and Daybell were among the 144,000 people who would be on earth when Jesus Christ returned. Oh, getting sneaky. All right. Vallow also began to preach about a light and dark scale. Again, I do believe, in my opinion, maybe Chad and Lori borrowed it, but they borrowed it. If they borrowed it from Tom Harrison, who Chad was allegedly going to meet with Julie Rowe to learn how to portal. Okay. Anyways. Sorry, so many things are going through my head right now. Vallow also began to preach about light and dark scale, and that if a person had turned dark, they would become a zombie. Gibbs said that among the people Vallow said were considered dark were her former husband, Charles, one of her brothers, and her 2 children. Actually, Adam was too. Alex and Adam. So, Melanie. In July 2019, Charles Vallow was fatally shot by Lori's brother, Alex Cox, who later claimed self-defense. Cox died of a blood clot on December 12, 2019. Okay. Vallow is facing separate charges in connection with Charles's slaying. After Charles's death, Gibbs said Vallow and Daybell were happy chappy, right? Since they had already been seeing each other for months because it was God's will. Well, it was God's will that Tim Ballard, take over and be the president of the United States and the prophet of the damn Mormon church and save all the kids by himself for once. I say it for once because I don't think he saved a kid. That's just me in my little conspiratorial brain. Anywho, eventually Gibbs said Vallow said her children were affecting her relationship with Daybell. Gibb testified she last saw Tylee around July or August 2019 in Arizona before Vallow moved the children to Idaho to be closer to Daybell. When she went to visit Vallow in September, Gibbs said she assumed that Tylee was in college with her roommates. Although on other records, you hear her say, yeah, and she just kind of found it weird that, Tylee would be, I guess smart enough. That's what I get. She's so ugly. Anyways, just, I don't know. It's unwarranted, unneeded, unnecessary. She's a mother. And never mind. When she went to visit Lori in September, Gibbs said she assumed that Tylee was in college with her roommates. What about her Jeep being there? Just saying. During that trip, Gibbs said she saw Vallow and Daybell acting very affectionate. Well, what would it be any different than any other day? And I mean, did you stop, necking with both y'all are married, David Warwick and you? Did y'all stop petting and necking enough to even know? I doubt it. Anyways. She said Vallow also tried to tell her that JJ had been having behavior problems. Lori tried to explain how he was changing into a more negative type of demeanor, Gibbs said, adding that the last time she saw JJ was the night of September 22nd. Y'all notice how both her and David, they cannot wait to get past that mark. When they're being questioned, when they're, well, there's not any of David Warwick, not with any of the detectives that we know of, because there just wasn't relevant enough, I guess. Again. But you notice how they try to skirt around that as fast as possible. And then once they pass that hurdle, which is another telltale, in my opinion, on their character and their testimony. And I hate to do that, but then I don't, because I'm not their apologist. I'm not here. I don't like them. I don't like what they represent. I don't like what happens to my family whenever they're around. I don't like how they are okay with, in my opinion, twisting facts, omitting a lot of facts, around around my family's murders. I don't like it. And I don't like them. So whatever the state's got to do to find credible witnesses is up to them. That's their job should be, slam dunk, in my opinion. I don't like her. I don't like them at all. Can you tell? Anyways, 2 months. Let me continue that way. I'll shut up. Authorities believe that JJ and Tylee were murdered around. No, that's wrong. September 22nd, before their bodies were disposed of in Daybell's Idaho farm. I don't even know. I mean, yes, not around, but before. I don't know. 2 months later, around Thanksgiving, Gibb. I don't like that word either. That is a trigger word for me. One day I'll be able to tell y'all. Gibb testified that she received a phone call from Daybell warning her not to answer a call from the Rexburg Police Department looking into JJ's whereabouts. Gibb said that at the time she thought that the child was with his grandparents. The one that she told Lori to make up an illness. And then she was like, so this is a woman, Gibb, who advises her friend to make up an illness because they're extra like that. There's nothing, nowhere in their realm of existence where you can just say, hey, you can't just be like and tell the truth. Oh my God, God forbid, which is really disturbing. Anyways, but I mean, Gibb allegedly, I remember hearing this multiple times, and you don't hear it in all the accounts, but it's somewhere. But where Gibb told Lori to make up that she had breast cancer or something. It's so scary. And she's amongst kids. She's amongst children. That's the scary part. Ugh. Anyways, Daybell warning her not to answer a call from the Rexburg Police Department looking into JJ's whereabouts. Gibbs said that at the time she thought the child was with his grandparents. What about Tylee? Later, she learned that Vallow had told police that JJ was with Gibb and that they were watching Frozen. Interesting. Unsure of what to do. Yeah. No. Oh my God. Oh my God. If I tell the truth, my ass is going to be busted. Right? That's the only people that worry about what to do in a situation like that are people who, in my opinion, aren't the right people to be around. Gibb testified she complied with her friend's request. That's her mom. And didn't answer authorities when they called. Quote, I wasn't sure what in the world to do, unquote, Gibb said, adding that she eventually spoke with police in December. Yeah. And revealed that JJ had not been with her. Thanks, Melanie. Afterward, Gibb called Vallow demanding answers. I don't think so. I doubt it. Prompting Vallow to insist that people were after her. Whatever. I had to move him somewhere else. Remember that? Vallow explained during a December 8 phone call played in the court on Thursday. The danger is that people are after me. Yeah. Just like, whenever your prophets talk at general conference, they're talking straight to you. They're watching you. Just picking. All right. If you knew it would put you in danger, Daybell interjected with a laugh. I'm not telling anybody where he is, so I can keep him as safe as possible. So nobody has to be questioned about it, so he can be safe, right? And happy. I didn't mean to read that whole thing, and I probably shouldn't have, but all right, back over here. All right. So I just jotted some things down. Vallow filled Gibb in on the couple's increasingly extreme ideology. Eye roll. They claimed that they were among the 144,000 chosen ones to remain on Earth for the second coming and could judge people on a scale of light to dark. To dark, and a person became a zombie, a body taken over by evil spirits. According to KTVB, Vallow named Charles Vallow, whom she believed was inhabited by a demon named Ned. Tylee and JJ as dark. They put people. I guess that's, yeah. Gibb testified that Vallow wasn't sad when her brother Alex Cox shot her husband. She said the only problem was that without her late husband, Vallow found it hard to take care of JJ and be with Chad at the same time. When Gibb visited her friend in Rexburg in September of 2019, Tylee wasn't there. She's at BYU. I moved her in a dorm with some female friends without her Jeep. Vallow purportedly told Gibb, that Jeep kind of stands out like a sore thumb, is all I'm saying. I wonder if they drove it, I wonder. We'll never know. Seems. All right, I'm so Debbie Downer, I'm sorry. When Gibb visited her friend in Rexburg in September 20, okay, I already said that. Vallow purportedly told Gibb, all right, the deans of students for BYU, Idaho testified that Tylee never enrolled at the school. As for JJ Vallow, quote, said he would say things like, I love Satan, and climb up on the cabinets and refrigerator, unquote, Gibb testified. She said that she last saw JJ that month. That day, I mean, that night, within hours, minutes possibly, of his death, when Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, carried him upstairs, allegedly, to bed. But no. Okay, first off, right there, that just caught me. There was a mattress on the floor in Lori's room in the corner. Remember that? And Melanie Gibb there and her boy toy, they were staying in both the kids' rooms when they weren't soaking. And so there you go. There's a hole in that. I'm sure. Anyways, sometimes these things I'm like, yeah, you've been knowing that, but it sounds all brand new sometimes. Well, all right. She thought the boy was sleeping at the time. But Gibb spent the night in the children's bedroom. Yeah. And JJ wasn't there, according to KTVB. She testified that she never saw him again. 2 months later, Gibb recalled Daybell warned her not to answer the phone if the Rexburg police called, because Vallow had told investigators that JJ was with Gibb. Later, when Gibb called Vallow to ask where the boy was, Vallow wouldn't answer, beyond saying that JJ was happy and safe. I believe you have been deceived by Satan. He has tricked you. Gibbs said she told her friend, Tammy dies, and then your husband dies, and then he's missing. It doesn't sound like God's plan to me. In my gut, bye babe, it feels weird. Be careful.
Dessert.
According to Gibb, surprised me. According to Gibb, Vallow responded, this doesn't sound like you. This sounds like you're being influenced by someone dark. All right. Vallow filled Gibb. What? Okay, well, this is out of order. All right, that one I've already done. There you go. Not today, Satan. 2 months later, recalled. Oh my God. 2 months later, Gibb recalled Daybell warned her not to answer the phone if Rexburg police called. Because did I already say this? Yeah, I did. My bad. David Warwick. Gibbs' husband, David Warwick, was also present during her Rexburg visit and testified that he also witnessed Cox carrying JJ upstairs on the last night the boy was seen in person. Warwick said he went to Idaho for a Book of Mormon conference, and I wrote that in, and planned to record a podcast with Gibb and Vallow while he was there. Actually, I did not write that in. East Idaho News did. During his stay, Warwick told the court he had a couple of memorable interactions with Daybell. One in which Daybell allegedly attempted to convince Warwick, him tried to trick me, all right? They act like freaking toddlers. One in which Daybell allegedly attempted to convince Warwick he was charged with gathering the 144,000 so-called chosen ones, which Warwick said he didn't buy. And another Daybell supposedly told Warwick that Tammy, still alive at this point, mind you, had been a good wife, but her time was coming up, and he and Lori were going to do the things they needed to do for God. Chad allegedly said that he had dreamed that Tammy would die before he turned 50. Okay, I've heard she turns 50. I've heard every which way. Yeah. See, I started doing stuff like this, and then it's a refrigerator. Anyways, with Jesus on it. And then here's Warwick. Magnets, and he's right there with Ron Ball. And it's interesting to watch that video. We'll watch it in a minute. David Warwick. Vallow allegedly told the couple that JJ had climbed the cabinets and gotten on top of the fridge and knocked over a picture of Jesus, but Warwick said he didn't see any damage to the kitchen or smudges on the steel fridge. I'm glad he's an expert. Yeah. And so I think this was supposed to go first. Anyways, Warwick recalled having a terrible nightmare that felt very real while sleeping in JJ's room, and said that the morning after he saw JJ in Cox's arms. What? Warwick recalled having a terrible nightmare that felt very real while sleeping in JJ's room, and said that the morning after he saw JJ in Cox's arms. That ain't right. They didn't write that right. I didn't write that. Morning after he saw JJ in Cox's arms, Vallow told him and Gibb that he had an episode and she had called Cox to come get him. Was it morning or night? Y'all don't even know, right? There, I guess I am triggered today. All right. I just find this interesting. Look at him, freaking nerd. He's like picking with him. I mean, look. Oh my God. He's so triggering. There's no sound on this one, just know. But watch him come out and he's like, oh, do. I mean, he acted dumb all the times. And look, like they're friends. One more time. Bothers me. Oh, hey. Can I interest you in a Book of Mormon? Look over there. See that? Anyways. So triggering, right? Anyways. Yeah. Okay. I came back to see y'all. Anyway, so what are y'all saying? I know. Right? Warwick. Right? Ah. Right. No, I'm so sorry. Like, some days I'm not able to articulate things way worse than other days. Some days I'm never really good at it. And then just some days I'm really, really bad at it. Today's one of those days. But, all right, let me switch back to here. Okay. And then, this is just the wiki page and Ring doorbell camera of JJ. Ooh, I hate that damn thing. At East Idaho News, wham! It scares the crap out of me.
Out of here!
Don't say that word. You can hear her talking. I think this is Audrey. They laugh like some damn witches. It's big enough for a 4-year-old. Sounds like she said my little girl. Hold on. Oh, why did I hear this one? Look, cobwebs, it's fitting for these ladies. Oh, shoot. Dude, not for people with post-traumatic stress disorder, okay? That's all I'm saying. Holy cannoli. All right, let me try. See, I can't even find my way out of here. It scared the shit out of me. I knew it was coming too. That's bad. That's bad. So that was that was September 17th, 2019. All right. So this is the Saturday. Oh, see all the fillers I did in between that Friday? This is back to Jason Mal, okay? Saturday, September 21st. So this is their first real big day, at the singles ward where Jason's the keynote speaker. They have breakfast at 7:30 to 9 a.m., 9 to 11:30 a.m., service projects, and / temple session, okay, till 11:30 a.m. Then at 11:30 a.m. to 1, they go to lunch. Then from 1 to 4, they have workshops. 4 to 5:30 p.m., they have break, this is where I was like, "What?" So 4 to 5 mm, 4 to 5:30 break. Hold on, let me look right here. Yeah, that's what they have. 4 to 5:30. That's an hour and a half. 11:30, 12:30, 1. Their lunch is an hour and a half. Whatever. Okay, so they have a long break, right? Not long after dinner. Okay, and then so 4 to 5:30 break, and then 5:30 to 6:30 they have dinner. So as soon as they get back from break, they go straight to dinner. It don't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's on their pamphlet. I just made it. I just wrote it out. Make it easier to kind of read. But anywho, smells like poo poo from where I'm at. Okay, and then 7 to 8 p.m. keynote speaker Jason Mal. Yay. Okay. And then 8:30 to 11 p.m. they have dance activities and games. All right. So that's the 21st. They have written the 21st right here. 21st. Then we go to the 23rd, which is the very next day, which they skipped the 22nd. So really the 23rd, when all this other stuff is happening over here in Rexburg. People driving in and having conferences, and somebody who regularly goes to the conferences is not there. He's over here doing this, whatever this is. 7:30 to 8:15 a.m. breakfast. Okay. Then 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. they have sacrament meeting. And then 9:30 a.m. they're like, oh my God, you can't stay. Well, I'm gonna mess it up. I already did mess it up 15 times. Oh my God. I was peeling out on it. Anyways, 9:30 a.m. they pick up their sack lunch and then they depart. It reeks to me. It reeks. And I mean, I've hovered over this for years now. And I've brought it out before, but yeah, there's so many issues I don't know where to start. Nonstop driving from Billings to Rexburg. That's just to say if he went to Billings, period. I really think it's a sham, in my opinion. Just saying. Nonstop driving from Billings to Rexburg. If you drive straight through without stopping at all, the total distance is 313 miles. It's a long drive. The distances shown above don't include local roads to get into each town. So if you're planning a long road trip, make sure you factor in traffic and road conditions, rest stop breaks, and interesting detours along the way. If you're in a rush, you can do the trip with 0 stops, and your total travel time would be around 5 hours and 12 minutes. And it's right there. It borders, Yellowstone. Anyways. See, I didn't even finish. Look, there are. All right, checking Jason Mal's alibi. So we can continue this, of course, because it's way too you saw, it's way too loose, and it's something I've not seen anywhere else. Nobody else has worked on this or talked about it. Jason Mao was a keynote speaker for a singles ward in Billings, Montana on the same weekend J.J. Vallow was murdered. Billings, Montana is approximately a 5.5-hour drive if one drives straight through. Billings, Montana is approximately 313 miles from Rexburg, Idaho. And there's the dates. The 20th, the 21st, the 22nd. And then they're not there on Monday, And there's a sketchy ass flyer. What I'll do is I'm going to look up the alleged speakers. Let me know if you know any, let me know if you know any of them. And see if we can corroborate this, one way or the other. And, not like there's much they can do now. I mean, if we've gone this far, It's just interesting. Now I gotta try and remember that guy's name. I mean, I have it all over the place except for right now where I need it. This is bothersome. That's Tim and Jason. Jason Mao at a event. Another one. This is Glenn Beck, Tim Ballard, David Barton. I could put this on another one. Let's see. We have this guy, Alex Boy. That's June 6, 2023, 6th through the 8th. Another thing that's bothering me, and I mean, for what it's worth, I'm just a bitchy old aunt, right? And I mean, maybe there's some, actually, I know I'm going to get a hold of LDS abuse guy and see if he can vet that out for me first. But just to see if there's any conflict of interest there, where Chad was serving Chad was serving a calling in the church. This goober was the ward clerk at the time of the murders. And that means there's a bishop. That means there's a stake president. That means there's people in higher places. Another thing I want to take a look at is I feel like the bearer of bad news. I still got to look at those writings right there from that other couple, or that brother and sister. Okay, hold on. Let me go. It's not far back. Hold on. Another thing to look at too, y'all, is this shock doctrine. I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense with Tim Ballard. Like, I've been like, oh my God, are they like all, and I know I'm going to sound crazy, but hey, just saying, I'm telling you where my thought process goes, because all the people that they hang around are just as bad as the next. And I'm just like, there's no way this many people can just give me the heebie-jeebies, but they do, and how they either react and or don't react, I was watching or finishing watching because it was so triggering the first time. Here I am swelling. What's her name? I don't know. It's a channel, LDS something, blonde, and she talks like this, and she's this little Stepford wife, right? Anyways, and so whenever all the Tim Ballard stuff came out, Avraham Giuliani was on her channel. She's had, I'm trying to think of all who. But anyways, there's these guys and they're talking about Tom Harrison. They're talking about Visions of Glory. Excuse me. And instead, no, okay, the thing is of how they act. That's what bothers me the most. I know a book can't make you freaking do anything that you don't already have in you. Okay. I'm not ignorant. You know, sometimes we have to throw the book in the garbage, so to speak, because, we won't get sued as bad. I don't really know. I mean, and that's just talking about a book. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if people were to really come out and say or ask what they really want to ask and about associations? Because God knows persecution complex kicks in, and, you know, they're just, after me because I'm just so righteous and shit. No, no, I'm not. I mean, that's what y'all are taught sometimes, and, I think y'all take that to the extreme, and I just don't think anybody's above criticism, especially when there's murdered children and murdered innocent people surrounding. I would want to clear the air ASAP. Like, I'd just be like, "Okay, we're gonna have a day where we're gonna clear this out, and we're gonna be respectful about it, and we're gonna pretend like people really lost their lives over this." Could it be the book? Could it be ideas in the book? I don't know, but I wrote the book, and those are my dreams, and I don't care if John Pontius wrote it. I'm trying to pass everything off onto him, just like they try to do with Joseph Smith and Brigham Young and everything else. It's always somebody else's problem and fault. And that's the problem here. Okay, is that hardly nobody in this realm is just being straight up and like, yeah, nobody's being accountable or responsible for what even they do. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point, so that my head hurts. They working on me. Jeez. I don't know. It's nuts. I just don't. Oh my God, what's that guy's name? It's not Roger K. Young. It is Richard. It's Richard Young. It's Richard Young. Let me Google that real quick. I got all the pictures in the world. I Google this shit. LDS magician. Let me know what y'all think. All right. There's another guy that looks that has a magician too. Can you imagine? Oh, I need to hide myself back behind the thing. Oop, oop. Sorry. Okay. It's none of this guy. It's this one right here. This one right here. And so, I've looked at this. I've actually uploaded it to my Canva app. So there you go. Richard Young, M.E.D. First started fooling others in a fun way with magic when he was 8 years old. He worked on his sleight of hand and polished his performing skills for the next 6 years. Ever since his first paid magic show at 14, he has performed thousands of live and televised magic shows. Richard is a professional magician with 30 years of experience entertaining audiences across North America, Africa, Europe, and the Orient. Just say everywhere. Okay, while performing up to, listen to this, 325 shows per year. I'm surprised. I think there's a flyer I have that says 333. I'm like, you don't say. What? Anyways, shows per year. He has amazed and amused audiences of all ages at banquets, birthday parties, businesses, churches, communities, conventions, libraries, malls, schools, service clubs, television stations, etc. Many groups have Richard back year after year with a new show. Parents love how wonderfully he works with children and voted him one of the top 3 children's entertainers in Calgary. Find out why by having him make your next event memorable and magical. Richard at ifoolu.com. All right, I'm going to show you the clients. Check out these big names, okay? Corporate clients, schools, festivals, fairs, etc. Let's see. I'll blow it up. I mean, it's just interesting. Bridalwood, Bethany, Bank of Montreal. I'm going to mispronounce some things. Calgary Zoo, Calgary Herald. Libraries. Dale Carnegie Training, Dawson's Office Coffee Services, Delta Lodge, Delta Airlines, Elk Point, Inmax, Exxon, French Canadian Association, anyways, daycares, LDS Family Services, Leavitt's Ice Cream Shop, Marriott Hotels, Nature Sunshine Products, it goes on and on and on. Oh, churches finally pops up. So today, right? YMCA, Young Living, Young, oh my God, Young Living Essential Oils. Sorry. Anyways, it just, oh, am I not showing y'all? Was I not showing y'all the whole time? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just made it to the bottom. These are all the places where he's performed. TD Canada Trusts, Talisman Energy. I'm just reading over here in the companies. We got churches, schools, daycare centers, YMCAs, Rick's College. I just jumped over to the right lane there. Ramsey Elementary School, Nature Sunshine Products. Shocker. McDonald's, Marriott, Martin Motorsports, Leavitt's Ice Cream Shop, LDS Family Services again, and H&R Block, ExxonMobil, Delta Airlines, Canadian Airlines, Brigham Young University, Alcoholics Anonymous. My goodness. Anyways, I'm sorry I wasn't showing y'all that the first time. Anyways, I just, ever since I started showing all this stuff, my head's like got pressure. I'm like, uh-oh. So makes me nervous with them, what they do over there in them psychic labs. I'm just like, oh no, I'm not trying to be y'all's Huckleberry, wondering how them heart attacks happen. Right? I'm just saying. But anyways, we did see the magician guy. You did? Yeah, he's Canadian. He's from Calvary. Yeah. It's interesting though. I mean, I remember I was like, oh no. Just his flyer. I'll have this ready. I'll get it together. It's just I suck. I'm not good at being any kind of organized. Not at all. The best thing to do is just look through my Google Photos with me. Is the best we could do. We just tell stories along the way. And they tell a story all and of themselves. So I need a Dr. Pepper to the rescue. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I need some caffeine, right? And yeah, and I got adjusted today, and so I didn't feel too great this morning. Uh, my attitude is what changed it. I was like, okay, you want to have a crappy day? Then think crappy, girl. So, thank you, Jody. I don't know. I'll let you know. I do need help putting, and I mean, it could be a simple timeline together. One that's not borrowed, please. But for my brother. And my brother is in jail, right? So it's so that he can it's just not very public, but um well so my brother, y'all, I didn't tell y'all any of this, but because I really couldn't take it. So my brother was sentenced to some time. Ugh, I don't know if I can. And so I wouldn't let Jason tell me. Like, I would not. I was like, no. I just knew time, and I was just like, oh my God, this is right at Christmas. I just wouldn't let him get past me with that. And then I heard him on the phone, and I was like, they crediting him for time served, or something. And yes, and no. You know what I mean? Like, yes. So the majority of it is already, credited for time served. So anyways, he wants to timeline to kind of work through that. And yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I'll get his address. I just know where he's at. I don't really know his address. He's in Louisiana though. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of weight. You can see it. I can feel it. It's not rednecks, country folks, right? Y'all are good people. Y'all are real. That's why. And it's like insult to injury, and people will do what they will to hurt you. True story. No matter how much they present a smile and passive aggressive words, people, yeah. But anyway, so I will do anything to protect my brother. I will. And that's just how I am. So it's up to everybody else where they want to go with that. So I know, I appreciate you guys letting me lean on you guys. It's so much. It's so much. But it is what it is. I did talk to him the other night, my brother. He was a little aggravated because he needed his coffee. And it was so loud in there. I was just like, I cannot hear myself freaking think. And I mean, oh my God, take that away from me and I'm frazzled all the way. No, he's not in Calcasieu. He's in East Carroll, Louisiana. But anyways, I'll get that for you, Jody. And yeah, I'll get that for anybody who wants to write him. That would really cheer him up. I can imagine. I mean, it's like we do prison on the outside. It sucks all the way around. Hey, Treva. Hey, KJ. I'm like tired. Loved ones in cages, it hurts no matter why. I can't imagine your brother has a lot to stay straight for his heart these days. I get it. It's just so unjust and unfathomable. You know what though? He's the one that forgave Lori. That's what I'm saying. It's so interesting to watch that, to hear those words. My mom told Lori, Kay, well, no, she didn't say Kay, but mom said, Lori, Todd forgives you. And Mandy did too before she died. And remember, they're the two drug addicts, right? They gave her drug baby for her to murder. Does it make sense? And they're the ones forgiving the murderer, the churchgoer. It's just like, whoa. And so it's interesting, and it's also heartwarming. It really is. Yeah, Jody. Yeah. Um, yeah. Please tell him he has us behind him. Stay strong. I would love to write him if you could PM me. I will do that. I'll get Jason to do it. He's quicker at those things. Not PM you, but I'll get him to give me the address. And again, yeah, trauma manifests in ways that we can't always control. I've got to go this route here. I've been thinking about it long and hard, Lamisa. We said ourselves, we heard ourselves, may he feel some peace and know we're all cheering for him. I think it would be, speaking of investments, it would not hurt me to learn more about trauma and its effects on the brain. Okay. And I mean, this all goes hand in hand with a lot of people in our society they don't have the honor, the privilege, the luxury of saying that they're not traumatized from something or have been abused. I mean, there's just so many ways in which to get traumatized these days. And so I just don't think I don't think it would be, information lost or knowledge lost. I think that if there's any way that I can learn that about myself and why I do the way I do, how I am, how trauma affects, like I just said, and then try and channel that into something where it helps others and myself at the same time, kind of like what y'all do here with me. Y'all provide such a platform of healing and love and just real and raw, and I love that. I do. I love that. It's a blessing. But anyways, oh, Donna. Oh, never met him, but I think of him often. Oh, Todd, right? Todd. He's a good guy, just, Horsehead, I guess. But he's finding his way. He's finding his way. I have to keep reminding myself it's like in his time. It's not on my time. It's not on anybody else's time. It's on his time. And it's taken Todd a long time to realize that. And he's got a lot to be, proud of. If it weren't for him, if it weren't for Mandy, we never would have got to spend one day with JJ, And to me, it was, we could not foretell the end, obviously. But it just, his life is so meaningful. Although short. Yeah, Facebook user. It is. And Tylee and JJ have done, I mean, just through them, just going through this process, going through the losses and the pain and everything that encompasses. Oh, dang, girl. You were on it. Goodness. And Jody, you were on it, girl. Thank you. Oh, I'll have to. Okay, I'll just need to find his number. It's not Lori's. Oh goodness. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, me too. I'm proud of him. But just going through this whole process and then remembering them along the way. Tylee and JJ, they were so young and they were just kids and they were just getting started, you know. And it sucks that it has to be this way. But it was nothing by the people. It's not by our choice. It's not. Um, it's about their mother and their mother's boy toy and friends and weird people. And these beliefs, they might not kill people, but in the wrong mind, oh my God, you know? And that's a weak mind. So it's just it's sad. It's tragic all the way around. I don't care how you slice it, you know? Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for just, being here with my thoughts. But I appreciate every one of you. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. I gotta wipe this stuff off my lips. Still, Lori don't have it. Okay, so I want it. She gets no lip gloss, and so I want it. Love you too. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You guys are so proof of that. Thank you.